Here we go. Una yan, napatras siya doon. Oh, that was a knockdown punch already. There was an uppercut before that. We see this one again. It was actually a left hook. Nawala ng balanse bigla. Ito si Ishizawa. And here towards the end, when he was starting to get peppered, you see that...
Marami nga ang bumilid sa ginawa ng Pinoy fighter na to dito sa laban na to na halos bawian na ng buhay ang kalaban nitong hambog na Japanese fighter. Maraming nagsasabi na sobrang dehado daw ng Pinoy na si Reggie Suganov dito sa makakalaban niyang si Kay Ishizawa, at paglalabanan nga nila dito ang titulong hawak ni Reggie Suganov na WBO Global Light Flyweight title. May kartada nga ang Pinoy na 15 panalo, at ang 5 dito ay tinapos sa pamamagitan ng knockout at may isang talo lamang. Samantala ang Japanese fighter naman ay may kartadang 11 panalo, at 10 dito ang tinapos sa pamamagitan ng knockout at may 4 na talo. Sabay-sabay nga natin panoorin ang laban ng dalawang fighter na ito. Dito nga ay naka-asul na short ang ating kababayan at naka-violet na short naman ang Japanese fighter. Round 1 nga ay mas agresibo ang Japanese fighter at talagang sinusukat nito kung gaano katigas ang panga at katawan ng ating kababayan. Bahagya namang bumabawi ang Pinoy nang malalakas na suntok.
Dito, he is taller by the way, it's about 5'5" po. Itong si Suganov, both fighters are orthodox, only 5'1.5" naman ang height nitong si Ishizawa. He's actually still listed as a minimum weight at now trying to make inroads in the junior flyweight division. So dito nga po, scheduled for 12, kapaan po ito, but alam naman natin yung power galing sa kamay nitong si Ishizawa is something that Suganov has to be very careful of. Suganov suffered his first loss in his career just last year, last July 2. Sa unang biyahe niya pa sa labas ng Pilipinas, that was against Sivanati Notshinga in South Africa. And he was going for the title at the time. Konting hintay lang, nakuha naman niya ulit ang titulo ng WBO Global Junior Flyweight by virtue of that win against the Venezuelan, itong si Ronald Chacon. So dito po sa round number 1, medyo nagkakapaan pa sila. Again, scheduled for 12, and usually the longer fights would favor the Filipino, who's more of a boxer, a stylist, than he is a power hitter, but now he's displaying some power. 4-punch combination, no response for Ishizawa. Reminds you a lot itong si Suganov of a very young Luisito Espinosa, the way he's built, and the hand speed perhaps of a Rolando Navarrete. Of course, the light flyweight division is where the most championships have been taken by Filipinos. Suganov, sinusubok-subukan pa rin kung gaano katibay ang sikmura at saka itong ulo ang kanyang kalaban from Japan. 1 minute remaining here in the opening round, scheduled for 12. And you can see no matter where you go, Filipinos are very astute about boxing. Alam nila kung maganda ang pinakita, alam din nila kung medyo nadedihado, medyo there's a lot of buzz going around after that power shot coming from Ishizawa. It's Ishizawa's turn right now to try and take the advantage. By our unofficial scorecard, Suganov is leading in this round. Let's see what kind of finishing kick this 27-year-old from Japan has. Ishizawa absorbing some punishment. That's a left hook to the head. More shots to the head coming from Suganov. Final seconds of round number 1. Late surge there coming from
Round 2 ay nangingibabaw na ang Pinoy dahil sa ganda ng mga kombinasyon nito, at halos nga lahat ay tumatama sa Pinoy, pero talagang ang matigas din itong Japanese fighter.
The Filipino phenom Reggie Suganov versus Kai Ishizawa of Japan. Some connections there, medyo shaken po. Ito si Ishizawa. Left open again on the face. The right hand has been a very deadly weapon para dito kay Suganov. Not really solid blows, but those are scoring blows. Mukhang may konting dugo na tayo nakikita rito sa ulo nitong si Suganov. There may have been a headbutt somewhere. That would be unfortunate if that cut gets bigger, if it is a cut at all. Ishizawa still moving forward, trying to control the ring generalship here. Siyempre sa pagbubukas sa round number 2, buhos ka agad ang binigay dito ni Filipino phenom Reggie Suganov. The record of 14-1, trying to defend this WBO Global Light Flyweight Championship. Kapaan na naman silang dalawa rito. Now trying to go for the body, Ishizawa, which could be a good idea against a taller fighter. Tanda po natin that Ishizawa only a shade above 5'1", but he's got a lot of power. Good center of gravity. 5'5" naman po listed height nitong si Reggie Suganov. Halfway mark of round number 2 scheduled for 12. Now body shots being exchanged by both fighters. Again plowing forward pa rin. Ito pong si Ishizawa of Japan, the challenger in the pink trunks. Exchange of jabs. No follow-ups yet so far for Ishizawa. It appears that Suganov has now tasted how powerful those punches can be. Mukhang hindi niya pa masyadong iniinda. Again, Ishizawa trying to go for as many body blows as he can, trying to soften up his opponent. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage, a 4-inch height advantage, and about a 4-inch reach advantage as well. Shots to the body. Better defense actually here for Ishizawa, pero nakakalusot pa rin itong si Suganov as we now enter the final 30 seconds of round number 2. The counter from Suganov to the head. So far the strategy of the Japanese fighters just plow forward and try to go for the body. Final 10 seconds of the round. Still more body shots being thrown by Ishizawa. Closer round, but it's still...
Round 3 nga ay tila maingat sa kilos itong ating kababayan na tila tumitiempo ng isang malakas na suntok. Patuloy pa din ang Japanese fighter sa pagsugod na tila hindi natatakot sa Pinoy.
The action has slowed down a bit after that explosive first round kung saan talagang nagpakawala ng maraming suntok. Ito po si Suganov, and now he's just measuring his opponent. Tandaan natin, he has a height and reach advantage over his Japanese opponent, Kai Ishizawa. But you look at the records, Ishizawa, of course, out of his 11 wins, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. His last 4 bouts, however, 3 of them were losses. So medyo pabawi pa lang itong si Ishizawa. Did lose way back in 2019. That was his first loss against Taniguchi. The rematch, he also lost against Masataka Taniguchi. Nakabawi na lang nung lumaban si Jay Sever Absede sa Japan in the same venue where he lost. That was a win. That was actually a knockout win para kay Ishizawa. But lost to Vince Paras in his last outing just last year in October. So this is his first fight since losing to Paras. More body shots, or more headshots now coming from Ishizawa. Shot to the body once again. Every time magpakawala ng isa. Ito si Suganov, and it's solid. Like that combination was just a flurry. The crowd really gets into it here. One more shot to the body. So far, no consistent headway being gained by Kai Ishizawa of Japan. We have our 3 judges at ringside, scoring this on a 10-point must system. Our judges around the ring, of course. Judges are Martino Redona, Stephen Puerta, and Edward Ligas. Final 23 seconds. In a round that really hasn't turned much in terms of Ishizawa. Now a late surge coming from Sugano. So far so good for the Filipino phenom. That could be...
Round 4 na ay wala pa ding pagbabago sa laban, talagang napakagandang bakbakan na ang pinapakita nitong dalawa na tila ayaw nila magpagtalo.
It's unofficially has taken the first 3 rounds. And Kai Ishizawa of Japan trying to see if he can turn the tide here. We know he's a power puncher, but he's being a little careless with his defense. Nakakalusot na naman. And you can see some welts already developing under both eyes of the Japanese, as those punishing jabs from Sugano have done some damage. There was a blood issue earlier. It looked like it was a nose thing, but looks like everything's been cleared up already for Ishizawa. But at the rate, nakakalusot itong mga jabs nitong si Sugano. Might be a very long day here for the Japanese fighter. But again, the game plan is still the same. Just move forward, go for the body. Ngayon, chinechempohan na lang po nitong si Sugano. Yung kanyang haba talaga ginagamit dito. He's got about a 4-inch reach advantage over a smaller opponent. And the one thing Sugano doesn't want to do is get engaged in an inside battle. We have a holding warning issued by Attorney Dandrex Tapdasan, our referee. Again, it is Ishizawa just moving forward, looking for some openings. Actually, binibigay na nga nitong si Sugano yung body shots, and Ishizawa's not taking it. 1-2 parried there by Ishizawa. Again, his defense is improved from the first round, but there are still some times where he drops his guard, and the moment he does that, may dalawa kagad na makakalusot para dito kay Sugano. Past the halfway mark of round number 4, scheduled for 12. Not quite sure how Ishizawa can actually still see through those eyes na unti-unti na pong namamaga. Again, he's just moving forward. That's the only positive working now on the side of Ishizawa. He's not allowing his opponent to move forward. Medyo sumandal doon ng matagal. Ito si Sugano, pero nakabalik na rin, and he has now turned the tide. He has now got his opponents against the ropes. 40 seconds remaining here. A lunging left hand coming from Sugano. Another uppercut, and this time Ishizawa says, bring it on. Another right hand here from Sugano. The accuracy from the Filipino phenom is off the charts here in round number 4. The eyes of Ishizawa, both of them, not just one, both of them starting to close. Dandrex Tapdasan has to step in once again. Final seconds of the 4th. Suddenly the power of Reggie Sugano being displayed here. Kinocount na champion na talaga ito si Ishizawa. Every time Ishizawa tries to reload, Sugano is in his face.
Round 5 nga, ay tila mas lalong nag-init ang dalawang fighter, at talagang gusto na nilang tapusin agad ang laban dahil panay power punches nga ang binibitawan nila.
In Tagbilaran City, Bohol, it has been rainy here in Bohol for the past couple of days. And now some stand-up fighting. Wala na masyadong sayaw-sayaw na ginagawa ni Ishizawa. And Sugano is just picking him off. Remember, if this fight goes the distance, that usually favors Suganov. If you look at his record, 14 wins, 1 loss. Only 4 wins coming by way of knockout. So this guy is really out to outpoint you. Whereas itong si Ishizawa, 11 wins, 10 coming by way of KO. So he would like opportunities to finish his opponent. His first 6 bouts, as we mentioned earlier, did not go the distance. Puro knockout po yun. Yung unang 6 panalo. Itong si Kai Ishizawa, starting out with his opponent from Thailand in 2017. Itong si Bongsapon Panyakum. That was actually a first round knockout. Some infighting now between the two. A lot of blood now coming out of the head, the face of Suganov. So the wound that he got on the forehead is now open. That is a cause for concern now for the side of Suganov. Tandaan po natin, he did have a fight. He won via TKO against Ronald Chacon kasi nasugatan din. Ito si Ronald Chacon. Don't want this fight to end because the doctor says end it. Final minute of the 5th. Even the crowd here a little concerned about seeing the presence of blood on the face of their homeboy from Dawis, Bohol. Ito po si Reggie Suganov. One thing about having a head wound like that, buti na lang, it's not above the eyebrow. Does not impair your vision. But when you see your opponent's white gloves with a little bit of blood, you're already concerned. So far, Ishizawa is actually doing well until that right hook delivered by Sugano. But now Ishizawa, his game plan is now starting to come into play. He is getting more connections now here in round number 5. Oh, good exchange there. Ishizawa had the better of it though. Another jab coming in for the Japanese. A lot of misses here for Sugano. Round number 6 comes to an end and it looks like that is...
Round 6 nga ay talagang agresibo ang Japanese fighter, at patuloy pa din ang pagsugod nito sa ating kababayan, samantalang height advantage naman ang ginagawa ng Pinoy.
Ito, sa Holy Name University Gym in Tagbilaran City, Bohol. This is for the WBO Global Light Flyweight Champions. Kampiyon dito, si Sugano of the Philippines, absorbing a right hook that time from his Japanese opponent. Again, continuing to plow forward. Ito pong si Ishizawa of Japan, the challenger. One left hook, sending him backwards, but not for long. Sugod na naman. Ito si Ishizawa. Needs to find ways to work the angles here. Napapasok itong si Ishizawa. Trying to be a counter puncher. We knew he was the aggressor at the start. That uppercut goes through. Nabaliktad na naman niya situasyon. This time Ishizawa is behind the ropes, but that's not gonna last long. Ishizawa keeps on moving forward. Wala namang counter na ginagawa pa so far. Itong si Sugano to take that away, and that is a display to the judges about ring generalship. Neutral corner time here, and it looks like the doctor will be brought in for the first time by referee Danrex Tapdasan para silipin po yung sugat nitong si Dawis native Reggie, the Filipino phenom Suganov. So it is not on the eye, it's over the bridge of the nose. Etong sugat niya. We've heard cases of a fighter already having a broken nose, not knowing that it was a broken nose. So according to our referee, sugat lamang. Pwede pa magtuloy. Time in, sabi ni Attorney Tapdasan. And we are back to bring you the rest of round number 6. Suddenly, pumuhos na naman si Suganov. Not very accurate on the punches, but still enough to get the crowd into it. Body exchange. About a minute remaining here in the 6th. Ishizawa getting a little successful now with those inside incursions. Good left coming from Suganov. But again, Ishizawa just wants to pin him against the ropes and throw 1 million punches. Uppercut. Gets through another combination here. It's a late surge that might steal the round for Suganov. Until that point,
Sa mga sumunod na round nga, ay tila wala pa ding pagbabago sa laban nila, halos ubusan na ng lakas ang kanilang ginagawa.
the pink trunks. A little bit of wrestling there between the two. One of our strictest referees, Dandex Tapdazan, instructs them on what not to do in a tie-up like that. You can see that Suganov's power is sort of taking a breather at the moment. The wound is not a factor anymore. If you're just joining us, meron pong sugat na natamo. Etong si Reggie Suganov, as early as the first round, tuntok pa lamang po the first round, pero talagang naging lahuwa na nung 5th round. The doctor had to be brought in to check it out. Fight still continues and looks like the wound has been quelled for the moment. Ishizawa once again pounding inside. No response coming from Suganov, who tries to push him back to the middle of the ring. Now Suganov's reach advantage has been negated now because of all of the inside shots coming from Ishizawa. At yung depensa ni Suganov, unti-unti na pong nadidismantle. Itong fighter from Japan. What had been working for Suganov was the shots to the head, the jabs, and the combinations to the head. Kasi unti-unti na nga napapasara na niya yung mata ng kanyang kalaban. But in this case, boy, Ishizawa looks like the first 5 rounds were just a testing. 2 combination shots launched there by Suganov. Hindi man lang natinag. Ito si Ishizawa. Now Ishizawa has been knocked out once in his career. And he did suffer that knockout loss against Masataka Taniguchi in 2019. Make that in 2022. It was a 10th round TKO. His first loss was to Taniguchi in 2019, but that was by unanimous decision over 8 rounds. Nauunahan na po si Suganov. Again, the reach advantage has been totally negated. So watch out for the low blows. Taniguchi has really, Ishizawa has really flipped the script here. Naging flat-footed na itong si Suganov. He is retreating. And every time he tries to pull off something, Ishizawa is in his face. Another round looming towards the fighter from Japan. Suganov was so accurate in the first 3 rounds, now he can't hit it.
Round 8 dito nga, ay tinamaan ang ating kababayan ng isang headbutt at dito nga ay nakasugat siya sa kilay at naging advantage naman ito ng Japan's fighter upang umatake ng umatake. Pero marami pa palang natitirang lakas ang Pinoy at dito na nga niya tinapos ang laban dahil pinaliguan na ng Pinoy itong Japanese fighter ng mga solidong suntok at ang lahat ay konektado at dito na nga din tinigil ng referee ang laban. Tagumpay nga ang Pinoy na depensahan ang kanyang titulo dito sa Japanese fighter.
Some power shots to the body as well from Sugano. He's trying to destroy the timing of Ishizawa. And it looks like here in the 8th round, Sugano has been successful so far. Nawala sa timing ng bahagya itong si Ishizawa. Again, Suganov needs to use his length. He's got about a 3 or 4 inch reach advantage. He has a 4 inch height advantage over his opponent. And again, itong si Ishizawa is just trying to make inroads in the junior flyweight division after campaigning most of his career as a minimum weight. Both fighters came in at 107.2 pounds. That's a lot more muscle though for Ishizawa. Oh! Ishizawa got staggered there by the left hook coming from Sugano. And another one! Ishizawa is down! Ready to fight Nosha. The blood is coming out of Suganov's head, and Ishizawa smells the blood, wants to get it back. Oh, great right coming from Ishizawa. Binastos si Suganov. Ishizawa missing, less than a minute remaining here in this pivotal 8th round. One knockdown scored already, so this is a 10-8 round for Suganov. The question is, can Ishizawa get the knockdown back? That right hand earlier sent Suganov backwards. Nakabawi na ba? 3-punch combination, all power shots. Another connection to the head. And throwing in the towel. The sound of Ishizawa. It's over. The corner of Kai Ishizawa threw in the towel after the leg barrage coming from Reggie Suganov. And despite the head wound, Reggie Suganov of Taoist Bohol retains his WBO Global Light Flyweight Championship. This will be by a technical knockout, and it appears that the doctor needs to be summoned here. What a dramatic ending! Just when it looked like Ishizawa was finding his rhythm, he was winning rounds. The 8th round. Third, here we go. Una yan, napatras siya doon. Oh, that was the knockout punch already. There was an uppercut before that. We see this one again. It was actually a left hook. Nawala ng balanse bigla. Ito si Ishizawa. And here towards the end, when he was starting to get peppered, you see the towel coming into the head. There you can see that. He's got the oxygen on. He's pointing to his head. I'm not quite sure if he felt something there sa kanyang ulo nung siya'y pabagsak na. Actually, he did go down after that.
With the official time of 2 minutes and 38 seconds in round number 8. We have your winner by way of technical knockout. And still the WBO Global Junior Flyweight Champion,